Hey all, welcome to the Snake Chamber. Today we're going to be talking product reviews. So let's just get to the intro. Hey guys, welcome to the Snake Chamber. Like I said a second ago, we're going to be going over product reviews. I'm going to go over some things that I've been using here, give what I like, what I don't like, see if any of you guys have had similar things happen, so things that I can do different, because I'm looking to learn from this too. That's one of the reasons to start all of this, is to teach other people about the awesome thing, the awesome hobby, the awesome animals that are reptiles and snakes, and also to learn how to do things better myself and get a little bit of education. So, without further ado, let's get into the first thing. The first thing we're going to go over, thermostats. What's good, what's cheap, what's expensive, why it's expensive, why it's good, why it's not. So let's get into it. Okay, so VE 300 × 2. So Vivarium Electronics, great brand. I've used them a lot. Very reliable, make good stuff. The thing that I like about this, 300 × 2. So it does 2 different zones, 2 separate racks, 2 spots on the racks, 2 terrariums, whatever, ×2, all in one spot there, which is fantastic. You can go with Spider Electronics. I think they have a ×4 even, I'm not sure. You have to look into that. Maybe VE's even done something like that. It's been a while since I've looked into it. But it is nice to have multiple places run off of one unit. Saves space, and at the end it saves money too. It's a little bit more expensive to buy up front, but it's cheaper than buying one unit per everything that you want to do. So on that note, it's definitely worth it. So now we're going to get to what I really like about this VE here. Proportional heating, and I think that's in the VE 200 and up, and everything down from the VE 200 I think is just standard, just regular heating. Now proportional, it just keeps it right where you want to set it. You want to set it at 91, it's going to keep it right at 91. It's going to get that temperature up there, and it's just going to give little hits, just constantly turn the heating element on, off, just in little spurts, just to keep it constantly at 91, so your temperatures are totally on point almost all the time. It's the animal really enjoys it. You find the sweet spot that the animals enjoy, and then you just set it to that, and they absolutely love it, and it goes really well for that. Now if you don't have the proportional heating, it just sort of goes up to the point where you set the temperature, and then it dips back down a bit, and then it goes back up to that point and down, and it just sort of rides this roller coaster. Now it keeps a pretty good temperature, but it's not as precise as the proportional heating. So there are certain situations where you want that. Proportional heating, I'd say, is a must in incubators here, because you want that being as perfect as possible all the time. You don't want these little waves up and down. So that's something that you definitely want to think about. So now onto the next thermostat, which was the first thermostat that I showed you, Inkbird. Now, they're not as good as VE, or they don't have proportional heating. So you might ask, why are you going to use something that's not as good as something that's pretty damn good? The reason is, this thing here is about $450, $500. I haven't checked the exact price point of where it's at nowadays, but before it was around $400 to $450, so I'd say it could easily be $450 to $500 nowadays. But these Inkbirds here, that first one that I showed you, I think that was somewhere around $28 when I first got it. There's a couple others that I got that are were around $40 when I got it. So they all range in the under $50 to under $100. You can get some pretty good ones. They have Wi-Fi ones that you can use and all that other stuff, and monitor on your phone, which is pretty great. So that's definitely some good stuff. They just don't have the proportional. So you don't want you don't have $500 to drop, grab an Inkbird. They are very consistent. They haven't let me down yet. So I'm going to keep on rolling with them because you know what? They do a great job. And whenever I can, I'm definitely going to grab this stuff. And definitely, if the one on my incubator ever failed, I'd be grabbing another one of these. I don't care what the cost is. I'd be grabbing it for the proportional heating every time. So there's certain things that need and others that you can get away with. Like these here, all the tubs, they have a certain amount of insulation that sort of smooths out that wave of the non-proportional heating, and it keeps it pretty good. So, and these guys all seem to like it. They do very well. So you don't always need it, but something to think about. Now, before we get into the next thing that I want to review and tell you guys about and get some info swapping going back and forth, I want to do an update on some of these hatchlings. They're not hatching out, they're shedding out. They're upgrading their colors and everything like that, I'll say, every time they shed. So I want to show some of these to you guys. I'm not going to go too overboard, but I'll show you a couple of them here and there through this video. The first one that I want to show you, so the update that I want to show you guys is this black pewter het ultramel 50% het pie. She is on top of growing like a weed, which is fantastic, and just being incredibly healthy. Her colors are just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a closer look at that here. So here she is here. I absolutely love looking at this girl. She's got a pretty good temperament too. A little snippy every now and then, but hatchlings usually are. But just the deep purples from the black pastel, the blushing from the pastel, the beautiful banana. She is just absolutely gorgeous. I love banana, you know what? And not everybody does, but this is one gene that I absolutely love and will always love having and love hatching out is banana. And the best part is she's het ultramel, which is one of my favorite recessives, and she's also 50% het piebald, which I'm gonna get her tested for, because if I could have a female het ultramel, het pie, black pewter banana, I would be so stoked for that. Not sure if I'm gonna have her up for grabs or not. I might want to hold on to her, but who knows? See which way I decide to go with that. But that is an update on this girl right here. Absolutely love it. Now my next one that I want to give you an update on is this beautiful girl here. Super orange green Enchi fire. Who doesn't love an orange snake? Let's get a closer look at her here. So you got the Enchi reducing the pattern here, cleaning it all up. You got the fire brightening things up, and you got orange green, but super orange green, just blasting this thing with orange. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. You got all this flaming up the sides, which it happens with fire and it happens with the orange dream, so you combine those two and then it just goes absolutely nuts. And I just love the pattern reduction from the Enchi, which is just absolutely awesome with this girl here. And she is also het pied because Dad was a pied, so that is going to be an absolute keeper here. There's no way that I can possibly let this girl go. She is just absolutely too gorgeous. Love her. Next thing we got here, sensor push. Thermostats, wireless, Bluetooth. It's not just Bluetooth. They just hook up to Wi-Fi, everything like that, and they're fantastic that way. You can check them wherever you're going. If you got them in wherever, other places. Like I've got them in here in my incubator, so I can just go on my phone at any point in time, check the temperatures of my incubator. The best part about it is it records, and like for as long as you have it on, you can have it on for 3 years, and it'll store all that information, and you can get a graph of fluctuations, time of day that things change, go wrong. I'll show you a couple pictures of just sort of what it does here, and it's absolutely awesome having that information. Not only can you get that information from that, you can archive it. So I have a couple extra of these, one extra of these, where when I don't have a bunch going on in the incubator, I'll rotate it through my racks and through all my animals, put it on their hotspots, find out, leave it there for like a week at a time, just so I can get a super accurate average reading of what it always is. See when it's dipping down, when it's up, like everything. And then you can, like I said, you can archive it, which is absolutely awesome. So you can see, oh, hey, well, what's this spot on my rack like? Is it good? Oh, look back. Oh yeah, no, that's fantastic at this setting. So these things are fantastic, absolutely bloody fantastic for that. Now, the only downside to these guys, now it says that this is a water resistant unit, so you can put it in tubs. I can't remember, like water resistant up to 30 feet or something like that. So anyways, I've had a couple of these in the egg boxes, which is 100% humidity. It's not like it's being submerged, but it's definitely having some water at it. Now, they worked for a good long time, for a couple months at a time, but the ones that I put in my egg box, for some reason, always end up not working and failing on me at some point in time. Now, I called Sensor Push about the first one that went bad, and they're like, oh, well, that's just an odd, weird anomaly. It doesn't sound right at all. And they sent me another one, and I had it in a couple days. So fantastic customer service. I hadn't contacted them about the other one that's gone wrong. So I don't know if any of you guys have used these. Please let me know if you had the same issues. You put them in the incubator and they just go on the fritz for you when they're in the egg box with all the humidity and everything like that. Is it something that I'm doing wrong? Please let me know, because they are kind of expensive. They definitely add up, and I don't want to keep on doing that. And I don't want to keep on calling them, hey, send me a new one. Hey, send me a new one. So fantastic. Just maybe be careful where you put them. Maybe not 100% humidity, or maybe you can, and I'm just doing it wrong, and somebody let me know. But these, if you need a thermostat, get these. They are the absolute best. Even though I had a couple fail in the egg boxes, I'm going to be buying these and more of these and more of these and more of these, and I'm going to have them absolutely everywhere all the time. And you can have endless of them, and it just shows up on an entire just grid page on your phone. Absolutely awesome. Love it. Get it, get it, get it. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, I'm not going to get on it too much, because I had another, this is Jake here, by the way, my pastel red xanthic pied. Gorgeous. Red xanthic, especially the super version, which is the RA, the red xanthic of het red xanthic, gives you a very high weight pied, which is cool sometimes. And if you want a high weight pied, and absolutely gorgeous. Got a little bit of an attitude sometimes, but whatever. But this stuff, Vinci Boa, fantastic for health, fantastic for getting snakes back on food. Even if they don't need to be forced back on food, or they're eating just fine, it's like a centrum. Oh, he's sneaking away. Here, let me just. Okay, come on, buddy. Yeah, he's going on an adventure. Ugh. Okay, come on. But yeah, Vinci Boa, these guys like it. It's good for them. Say hey, there you go. But yeah, very, very easy to use. It takes a little bit to get used to it. These are pretty hardy animals, and you're not going to break them by giving them this stuff. It feels a little weird at first, but you know what? They'll thank you. You can tell by their stool. When they go to the washroom, everything seems to be better. It's solid. It's like the Pepto Cetrum. It's just a great health additive for these snakes. Now, if you want a little bit of instruction on how to use it, which I'd highly advise you do before you go ahead and use this here, I did a video 1 or 2 videos ago, I can't remember, about this stuff, and it sort of went off on it, and it'll give you a bit of an instruction. You can go to the Vinci Boa website. Billy Rose is the kind of like the spokesperson in Canada for these guys, and he's the guy that got me turned on to it. He's got some videos on it that give instruction on how to use it. I think Austin gives the instruction on it. Either way, check it out. And this is another thing that I very, very much recommend having on hand. You don't have to use it all the time, but you know what? And don't get this little bottle here either. I'd say get the big bottle, because you know what? What's wrong with having a lot of a good thing? I have a little of a good thing, but I'm going to need to get more, no doubt. So might as well just get the big bottle. So that's it for this episode of the Snake Chamber here. Thank you guys for checking it out. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for all the new people that have been constantly subscribing and growing my channel. It's cool to see people getting on board with all this and enjoying the snake life. And hopefully I'm sort of pushing people like, hey, yeah, snakes are kind of cool, and they get into reptiles and they want to check things out. So that's really the hope. But anyways, thank you all for getting on board with this. And until 2 weeks from now, peace out.